this is Howard from BigHBricklin.com, and today we're going to teach you about the quarter panel windows and problems associated with them leaking, the sealer coming loose, falling into the interior. We're going to give you a permanent solution on how to fix them, how to clean them up, and also how to put the quarter panel window trim in the car. This window has already been done, so we're going to move on over to another car to show you how it's done. So if you can push on this quarter window and it wiggles like this, it's time to reseal it. If it does this, you really got to reseal it. These windows are so loose, just push inward to remove them. Now I've put tape around the perimeter of this window just for demonstration purposes, but when these come out, there's going to be all kinds of goo and nasty stuff, and down inside here, vegetation hangs up really bad because they had the window too far back from the body. It's like a trough full of mud. We're going to show you how to clean that up. So let's get started. The tools and equipment you're going to need to remove the quarter windows and replace them. You're going to need urethane, a caulking gun. I recommend a good one with around a 26:1 ratio. Otherwise you can't get the urethane out of the tube. Detail spray, window cleaner, glass polish, polishing wheel, polishing gun, or microfiber towel. Do the same thing, just takes more elbow grease. You're going to need 3M window weld butyl rubber and JX 101. That's a PPG product for wax and grease remover. You can use anything equivalent to that. Fresh razor blades, and sometimes a heat gun. And we can't forget the plastic pry tools and clay bar for glass. Yes, clay bar for glass, amazing stuff. The first thing we want to do is get a razor blade fresh out of the package. And I mean fresh, no excuses. Don't use a previously used razor blade to clean a window. Then we're going to start scraping all the debris off. This window has already been cleaned and I'm still picking up stuff off here. You just put one finger here, two fingers here, push down, and you might want to move my hand, but just go through this whole window and scrape off all the crud. Now, you want to take either detail spray, which is a lubricant, or like a window cleaner, Windex, and a steel wool, fine steel wool pad. And yes, it's safe to do so. Do not do this on the side mirrors. The side mirrors have softer glass in it. But we're doing it, you can do it on the side windows, the windshield, and the quarter windows, and these are the quarter windows here. You want to do both sides, so you look at the stuff on the other side. We're going to do the razor blade, get all that off. There's always paint overspray because people like to paint parts of the Bricklin without masking it off properly. They're always trying to get cheap body work, and it's not a good idea. Get the good stuff if you have to get body work done. We're cleaning this up, then we want to wipe it with a microfiber towel. And then we're not worried about getting it perfect yet because there's one more step here you can do. We'll use clay bar, a fine clay bar or one specifically for glass. And if the clay bar is too hard, you can actually put it in the microwave. You can probably just throw it in there, put it in here for 10 seconds. So we're going to take some lubricant, detail spray, and just run this back and forth, get every part of the window. Let's see what we picked up here. Yeah, we got a few things off of it. Then we'll wipe it off. Let it dry, dry wipe it. Now we're ready for polishing. And that's to take either a hand polisher or an air-powered polisher. This is a 2-speed Ingersoll Rand polisher. I highly recommend having one of these if you own a Bricklin because you're going to want to polish the acrylic with these too. Use different pads. These are pads specifically for glass polishing. This polish seems to work, but it doesn't take out deep scratches. It only does fine scratches. It's got abrasive in it. You have to shake it up. They need to make better caps for these. I already broke my cap. So I'm using a piece of rubber. Put a little dab thick stuff on the polishing pad. Smear it around. Don't fire it up, put it in low speed first. Just keep doing this as much as you want to get this glass as clean as possible. It will bond better into the car body and it'll just look better. But remember, if there's deep scratches, you're going to have to replace the glass. But already I've hardly done any polishing and that's looking amazing. We'll do both sides the same way. We clean both sides, we're going to polish both sides. And I'm going to stop there just because you might do it for 30 minutes. Don't overheat the glass, it will get warm. Get it where you want it. So at this point, I'm going to show you how to prep the body and a couple things to look out for before you actually do the work. There is a right and left side to these windows, and I would highly recommend marking them with a piece of masking tape. The safety information stamping on the glass should be visible from the outside, not inverted. If you have it inverted, you have the window on the wrong side. So now we're going to prep the body surface for installation of the window. And first you got to put on your dirty work clothes, because by the time we get to the urethane, we're going to be making a mess. And it's best if the carpet's not in the car. If it is in the car, cover it up with some towels. The blue gloves are back. So we're going to put our blue gloves on. Then we're going to hop inside the back of the car and start cleaning up the window area right over there. When you own a Bricklin, you get good at hopping in and out of the back. So I'm going to take a piece of Scotch-Brite, some wax and grease remover, because this one's already been cleaned, but we're going to scrub it off anyway to get rid of the remaining butyl. You'll have a nice black streak on there. There's still butyl on there. Wipe with the rag, wipe it clean. Can't have any dust on here or stuff's not going to stick. And one thing I need to point out, on this car, both of these braces had completely come loose from the outside skin. You have to bond these together, clamp them, tape them, whatever you have to do, and use the special epoxy that we use to bond fiberglass panels to the car. So we're going to keep cleaning. Now, when you first pull an original window out of a car, it's going to be very messy. This one's pretty clean because most of the scraping has already been done. And there's some areas where I'm going to have to scrape it smooth. There's some lumps here. That's still some butyl. That looks pretty good right there. Here's a spot right here. Just get it clean. Now we got to take the rubber gloves off because they don't work well when you mess with butyl. And here we're going to take this butyl strip, we're going to stretch it out a little bit and then lay it in the area where the window attaches. You don't want to get it too close to the edge or it'll squirt up and over and get into the trim piece, and that's going to be fun to clean up. If you do, it's no big deal. You can clean it up, but it just takes more time. Well, butyl sets it in place. Once you get it set in place, we're going to use urethane to surround it, but the butyl is going to get it in position, hold it in place, and then we put urethane on it. I would suggest putting your seam up at the top, and I kind of stretch. If you get it too close to the edge, you can roll it back, not too far because there's not much of an edge on part of this. And remember, we're going to try to squeeze this into the outside panel to prevent that mud from forming from a large gap. Pull it quick when you get to the end. Make sure it overlaps, and then just go around and push it down. So now we have to take our super clean window that we cleaned and polished and put it against the shelf. You'll have to scoot it around so it looks like it's even on both ends. That looks pretty good. As you can see, it's trying to hold itself in place. You'll have to lay down in the car and push with both hands and smush that butyl down. And you want to see it smush and turn to a darker color wherever it's making contact to make sure that it's completely sealed. And one thing I've done, you can take a clean shoe and push on it, but it has to be a clean shoe, push, and then have someone push on the outside to hold it inward. If you have a situation where the butyl is sticking up, you can push it down with a plastic pry tool. We want to get the window trim in, and don't use the old stuff, get the new stuff. We've got it here. The seam is right here, halfway in the middle where the fake vents are. And you want to start here and always push into where you've already applied it to keep from stretching it. If you stretch it, it's going to shrink. When you get to the corner, you want to slide it in and push into the corner and compress it and push forward this direction. And then just keep doing that as you go down. If it twists, you can't get it to open up. You don't have to put any adhesive on it. It's not going anywhere. I've tested it past 130 miles per hour on the racetrack. Get it in the corner, push in, make sure it's separated. This is actually folded under. That's wrong. So you want to take it and straighten it back out. Just run your finger in it, split it back open, and try it again. You can wiggle it back and forth. All right, I've got this little round tool here. I can push the corner in and then continue on up to the top. And then make sure we're into this corner properly. And remember, we want to push this up and kind of compress it. I do have to trim it. So I'm going to trim it about 1/8 of an inch too long. And put a little mark on it. And then I'll hold it up against the glass and just push straight down. Take my piece out. Then we're going to compress this so there's no chance of it shrinking. And it makes a tight gap where once it's properly installed, you shouldn't even see the seam without someone pointing it out to you. That looks pretty nice. Now, there's two schools of thought here. Put this on first before you put the window in, or you can put the black trim on after the window's in. I generally try to put it in before because it's easier to see how close that it gets, but once you've done one of these, it doesn't really matter. So I'm showing it both ways. Here we're doing the same thing. Make it about 1/8 of an inch too long. Push straight down. Compress it. And away we go. When we're ready to put the urethane in, you'll have to make sure that there's a little bit of a gap at the bottom so we can squirt the urethane in. It's got to go up against the butyl and the body. So the windows can kind of sag down as they're waiting for the urethane. So we're going to push that up a little with our pry tool, and then put urethane on the bottom first. Make sure the angle of the tip is into this area here so we can squirt it in. You can watch it flow. You can start down here actually. Push that in. Without this 26-to-1 cocking gun, this is a nightmare, and a lot of the windshield installation guys heat up the urethane in an oven. Always warm it up in a warm place, even if you have to put it in the sun for a little while before you do this. You can put it in front of a heater, but be very careful. You can see it going up under the glass, up to the butyl strip. That's exactly what we want. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. Just push the tip in tight against the window and the little space I made, and keep moving. There we go, you can see it squirting out. If you get the tip aimed right, it will actually squirt it underneath there real nicely. So we got to pile it in here, back behind that. We're going to smush it around with our finger. Don't do this without gloves on. Oh boy. Mama's going to be upset at you if you come home with this all over your fingers. There, you can see, I don't know if you can get any closer or not, but you can see it squirting up into the glass and up against the body. One squirt each time I move it. A little bit more over here, a little bit more here too. There we go. You're going to use a lot of urethane. There we go. Keep that tip away from anything it could get on. Now we're going to move this in with our finger and just smush in, push, 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 and slip and slide. There we go. And then this stuff here, a nice big glob of this, push it in, slip and slide around. There we are. There. There we go. Now, any of this that's a little bit above the top, you don't want to do anything with that until it dries. You put a slice in it with a razor blade where you want it to cut down to, then you slice it off with a razor blade. If I do anything with it now, I'll show you. It just makes a smeary mess. And it doesn't hurt to do this, but take a look. It's a smeary mess that'll have to be removed with a razor blade. Wait till tomorrow to do anything with it. Then you can clean it up a little better. Razor blade off any excess, and you got a permanent quarter window install. Loose window, air leaks, water leaks, problem solved. Quarter glass installed, and it looks great. I hope this video makes your restoration a whole lot easier. If you would like to keep up with new videos, subscribe and even give us a thumbs up. This is Howard at BigHBricklin.com. Thank you for watching. Get my reflection in there. And safety green.